So for this week, we're having a look at the swing of JJ Spaun, who ran McIlroy, Rory McIlroy, very close a couple of weeks ago at the Players' Championship, eventually losing out on the Monday in a playoff. Now, JJ obviously is on the PGA Tour, so he does a lot of things really, really well. But what we're going to look at is a little bit of setup, what he does pre-swing. So nearly as he takes that golf club back, or slightly before that, he creates a little move that I think might help you in terms of rotation. And then in that backswing itself, another little move that he has that I think, again, might help players who are looking to create a little bit more connection in the backswing. So if we start with this first move, and what I'm going to do is draw your attention to the hat location. And what I'm going to do is draw a little line in the middle right there of JJ's hat. And what I want you to pay attention to is, even before this golf club comes back, watch the little movement that you get out of the peak of this cap. So nearly like this cap, or his head is starting to rotate away from the target, so to turn this way. Now, not a sway, so it's not moving from right to left. It's actually turning a little bit before he takes this golf club back. So if we're just watching that head movement, again, that's about now is when that club is going to come back right there. But you can see how much that head is rotated from where he was to when he starts taking that club back. Now, there could be a little bit of momentum involved there. He's moving to his right side. But I think this can be a really, really helpful thing for creating rotation. If I get that chin and that head a little bit more rotated at the start of the swing, it creates a little bit more room for that left shoulder, that lead shoulder, to work underneath or alongside that chin in the backswing. So nearly like he's prepping or pre-planning to get that chin out of the way to allow for a little bit more rotation in that backswing. So that's a nice little move, I think, can help with players just having that little kind of encouragement, little idea of maybe as you get set up, having a little bit of a rotation, a little bit of a turn with your chin, with your head away from the target to create a little bit more space or encourage a little bit more rotation early. The second thing that I really like that JJ does is the connection between his arms. So as we get set up here, really nice connection in terms of the distance between the forearms and the elbows. And as he goes back, he really maintains that really, really well. So in that first part of that section of the golf swing, if we're to look at the connection between the upper arm, so if we're looking in here and I take those lines out of the way, just that connection, upper arm here on top of his rib cage or against the side of his pecs. And as he goes back, you can see how well that connection is maintained. So both pecs turning as those forearms, those upper arms stay on the side of the chest all the way back into that first move. And I really think that's a nice encouragement for players, creating that connection, maintaining that connection early in that backswing position. And then as he works up top, really good rotation, and then down through impact, again, very, very good, like many, many players. But the two things that I would take from this in terms of what JJ does, number one, if we go back to the start, again, just paying attention to that hat location or orientation it's set up prior to him taking the club back, or just prior to him taking the club back. We see that little rotation of that head, that little twisting of the head. I think that's a nice little move to create a little space for you to turn into with that lead shoulder and that left shoulder. And then that nice connection that we're looking at between the upper section, so nearly between the upper arms, the triceps, the back of the arms, and the upper part of the rib cage, maintaining that nice connection as he starts into that backswing. That nice connection all the way up into, well, we could say past where lead arm gets parallel. See that beautiful connection between. And then we have a little run off with the arms up top as that body starts to rotate ahead of the arms, which it should do obviously in transition. But some nice little things that we can take away from this player, JJ, who again ran Rory so close a couple of weeks ago, very unlucky not to win, had a chance on Sunday, but a great performance that week in players around a very tough golf course. So those little things are some of those things we could take when looking at the swing of JJ.